Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo! What's going on, everybody? You can see that I got a low crowd in here today. I think it's because soccer game's on today. No, I don't really care about that, to be honest. But I know some of you guys do. Let's jump on in. Today might be, I guess we'll look at a few interesting things this morning. I can see that, people are freaking bored, man. Cheers to me. Cheers to me. Seems like everyone and their mother's bored right now, which I guess is what we want to see going into these next couple months. Is you want people to be bored, man. You want people to be really, really bored. Bored them the shit out, man. Get them out of here, right? We have two types of capitulation, my friends. We have two types of capitulation here in the markets. We have price capitulation and we have time capitulation. The price capitulation, though, I think we can go lower for sure. I do think that the price capitulation, the most of it, has happened. But time capitulation is always the worst. And that's where most people leave the space. That's where most people get bored. Most people don't pay attention. And that's why most people wait out, because they don't have any patience. They want to make money now. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Happy, Tuesday here. We got Happy Tuesday. Another big day for the markets. S&P remains at big support. Bitcoin sort of sitting here at the big support level too. Not much has changed since yesterday. It's really the same exact sort of analysis that we looked at yesterday. What's going on, Blaze? Good to see you, man. Mike, Rod, Franklin, B-Money. What's going on, everybody? Dan said no one cares about portfolio. That was hilarious yesterday when the guy was like, listen, here's my portfolio. 50% Bitcoin, 50% ETH, no, 25% ETH, and they just said 2%, 2%, 2%. Literally naming off like 3 coins. It's like, this is a good portfolio. I mean, it can be. If you own every coin, is it a bad portfolio? I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so. What's going on, Skillful? Low numbers because no notifications today? Yeah, I think it's everything in between, if you know what I mean. Cheers, guys. But it doesn't matter because we got the people that we want to be in here, man. Let's jump on to the charts. What do we got going on? Well, It's the same analysis as yesterday, guys. Bitcoin rising wedge, broke from the rising wedge. What did we want to see? Well, we had one of two options. Our two options were option number one, we get the spike up, we retest the wedge, and we get the continuation down, right? Option number two, Bitcoin was able to spike up, get back into the wedge. Maybe we come and get that quick stop hunt rise all the way back up to 17,600. I'm still not going to rule out option one. And I'll show you guys exactly why, I guess I should say, why I'm not ruling out option one. Because you go to the S&P, what do we got popping over here, man? And listen, this is going to dictate everything we need to know, guys. This is this right here, right? We can look at every Bitcoin chart in the world, but if the S&P breaks down from this level right here, I do think you're going to see Bitcoin also get a breakdown. So this is the S&P futures, right? No joke here. Big rising wedge. We already tapped this bear market resistance line. Unfortunately speaking, if this does continue to get rejected, we're looking for Bitcoin to come whoop, or S&P whoop, to come back down. You zoom in a little bit on the hourly chart. Look where we're sitting right now, guys. We are hovering on this like a little freaking beast. We've done this a few times before. If you go back to over here, back in late November, you guys can see we had this little double bottom action. We got a big pump off this. That was the CPI pump. You remember that? That was absolutely nuts for the stock markets, right? S&P, massive pump. NASDAQ, massive pump. That was freaking amazing. Unfortunately, this time, we don't have the CPI today. So what will save the S&P from this support level? Well, it's a good question. That's a good question that I think all of us want to know. But we'll talk about Bitcoin and what we can expect from there. The MACD looking flaccid. The MACD is looking a little flaccid, man. It is. He said shadow banned. It's Becker's fault. No, we ain't shadow banned, man. We're not going to blame it on the shadow ban. If you blame it on the shadow ban, then is it your fault? No, it's not. Everything in your life that happens is your fault. No. Let's see. That's the way I like to go back to. Anything that happens in my life, was there a way to prevent it? I'm not going to blame someone else. Was there a way to prevent it? There's always a way to prevent everything that happens in your life. You play the blame game, you're never going to learn. Anyways, so what do we got going on for BTC? Well, we're still holding support, right? And, kind of like we always say, use support until it breaks, right? So as long as Bitcoin remains above 16,800 or 16,900, it's a lot of the same shit. A lot of the same freaking shit, right? We want to hold support, and continue to hold support at this current level. As long as we do, we zoom in a little bit. Okay, what we're hoping to see Bitcoin do in the morning time frame is get that one hit to the downside, the rise, second hit to the downside, and the continuation back up. And that's going to be the test to see is if Bitcoin can get back above or get back in to the stupid wedge formation, because we want to get back into that wedge. If we don't do it, we have option number two. I think either of these is going to happen. I really, really do. If that doesn't happen, okay, and Bitcoin gets the breakdown from here and comes back down to 16,600, which I do think is a possibility as well. That'll probably mean that the S&P couldn't hold today, right? The S&P dumps. Woo! The S&P gets a little dump over the course of this week, okay? And then on the back test on the S&P probably comes back up, back test, comes to back test, and then that'll be the point where I expect Bitcoin to go stop hunt rise. All right? So, I mean, that's the two scenarios that I'm looking at for the short term, man. But I'll tell you this right now, guys. Holy moly, it's been another month of sideways, boring, freaking action that we got going on here in the cryptoverse. But, there is some interesting things that we can talk about. And that we're going to talk about, I guess, should we talk about them this morning or we should talk about them later? I guess we can sort of wait. Where's your crusty hat? Shit, man, the crusty hat. I keep forgetting about the damn hat. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the damn hat. My crusty hat. guys. I apologize. I keep it on the bureau over there. I'm missing the damn hat, man. There we go. We got the hat back on. We're good. 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 Blaze, what's going on, man? I am far from the crypto pope. Okay, I don't want to be a pope. I would never want to be a pope. Right? I would never want to be a president. I would never want to be a pope. It's completely pointless. Like, you have way too much. It's not that you have too much responsibility. It's just, why would you want that much responsibility? You can't even live your life. You know what I mean? Because everything you say and everything you do is watched and criticized. That's not fun. You know what I mean? Why would you want to live the life of a pope or a president or I don't know. Why would you want to do that? I completely would be against that. Okay? I would never want to be that. Even if someone was like, I guess that's not really true. I was going to say, if they offered me $10 million a year to be president, I would probably say no. I would probably say no. You know why? Because everything I did for the rest of my life would be watched, right? I would have way too many secrets that I couldn't tell, okay? And I have a big mouth. You know, I don't think I would work as a president, to be honest. My ego would get in the way. Jordan looks like a Crocs kind of guy. Oh, you're totally wrong. I am the opposite of Crocs. Crocs are horrible. Horrible, man.
Nope.
I've been watching the show, and this guy's wearing pink Crocs. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? Not the pink Crocs. Those things look horrible, bro. Drop the brink. And guys, my style is very simple, okay? It's t-shirt, joggers, shorts, hoodies, right? I don't got no style. But that's okay, because I'm not about that style. To me, okay, we're not going to get into that. Okay, but are Crocs that noisy? No, but I heard they're bad for your knees. If you wear Crocs every single day and you walk a lot in them, Crocs are bad for your knees. So I would not recommend that, wearing Crocs every single day, guys. Anyways, let's jump back into this. What else do we got going on? Let's go to over here, all right? Actually, let's go to the S&P. S&P looks like it's getting some... Oh, the S&P's breaking down. Here we go. Here we go, man. Let's see if step number 1 works out here. Bitcoin holding up so far, right? But on the market open, we're getting the S&P drop in. I would expect... Look at Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin actually holding up throughout this at the current moment, right? At least at the moment. You got the S&P dropping from the wedge, and you got Bitcoin still holding up like a rock. And I'm honestly not surprised. What have I told you guys? And I told you guys, you can come at me for this if I'm wrong. But over the course of the next couple months, you guys might be saying, but we're in a bear market. Risk assets are going to get crushed. Okay, just wait. I put right here, let's check in a few months. Let me go over here. Let's check this in a few months. Bitcoin will outpace the S&P over the course of the next few months. We're going to put this right here, man. Right? Let's check this in a few months. Bitcoin will outpace the S&P. Doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to the moon in price, but outpacing the S&P. Bitcoin at the moment kind of holding up. S&P is getting that breakdown from the wedge. Now, let's see where we close. I'm more concerned about the daily close, but let's sort of zoom in here a little bit here. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're sitting right there. Am I going to say it's a confirmed breakout? Always not into the daily close, my friends, but that is a pretty duty. A pretty duty. Can we pop right back up? That's the question. We got 4 minutes into the hourly close. 4 minutes to the hourly close, my friends. If that breaks down there, Bitcoin, even though I do expect Bitcoin to outpace the S&P, if that does close down there, are we going to see Bitcoin drop down to that $16,600 level? Makes some sense, no? Makes a little bit of sense. Personally, I only wear Jordan numbers and Timberland 6-inch. 6-inch Timberlands. That is some serious crap. Let's see. Let's see. Rico, what's going on, buddy? Rico. What's your prediction, buddy? Let me know. I would always say don't be calling out other people if you're not going to put yours out there, my man. Cheers. Let's see. Don't tell me you wear New Balances. Oh, hell no. No New Balances. We don't wear New Balances over here, bro. We don't wear New Balances over here. The dad shoes? Nah. You'll be finding me wearing Nikes all freaking day. GT Nuts, what's going on, buddy? You can always eat some nuts. I've been eating a lot of nuts lately. Okay. GT. No, I've actually eaten a lot of nuts. The reason why I say that is because I've eaten no carbs lately, you guys, if you don't know what I mean. All right, so Bitcoin, I guess, kind of chilling at the moment. So we're waiting for the S&P close, which coming up in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 3 minutes. Let's go check out what some other stuff is doing. So the DXY should be coming up. Yes, it is. It is. But I'm not too convinced on the DXY coming up, right? I mean, we're still below the very, very important level here on the DXY. We take a look here. The DXY is still below this low, this high, and this high. So, I mean, at the current moment, is there anything to get super excited over the DXY over? No, it's nothing really to get too excited over the DXY. You're still, until you're able to reclaim back above this orange box, I mean, it's just spike, rejection, spike, rejection. Let's see if it spikes up again. But this is obviously the level the DXY has to get back over to be like, oh my God, the DXY is going back up to the moon. If it gets back over this, it's probably coming to take this candle here, which is a pretty big liquidity candle there. Okay, so we'll watch this orange box like a goddamn hawk. Holy. Let's see. So there's no reason to get excited over the DXY just yet. Just yet. Let's go see on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still just chilling. We got a vector candle popping up there. So we got some volume coming in. Am I surprised? No, it's the first candle open. So, I mean, you should expect that as sort of after hours is super, super low liquidity there. So, Bitcoin is getting a slight move down. And nothing crazy, though. Very, very, very slight comparative to the S&P, which is actually spiking back up. So, big spike to the downside for the S&P, spiking right back up. Can you get back above this level here on the close? We got, what, 1 minute? 1 minute to the close here, guys. Let's see if the S&P can get back up and spike back up there. If it spikes anywhere close back up there, I think that's not too shabby. Come on, S&P, spike back up, man. Spike back up. Holy moly. The S&P got to spike down, make a little deviation low. Let's see what we got. DXY still chilling at the current levels. Bitcoin still holding on the market open. Got a little volatility on the open, man. You got to love the slight volatility on the open. There's nothing better than it. I will say that. S&P. The S&P. Come on, man. Looks like we're going to close below, guys. we fought for just 2 seconds. We fought for like 2 seconds there. Holy moly. Holy freaking guacamole. All right. So, I mean, let's jump into this chart. So, the 12-hour chart. Let's get a little bit more on track here. So, the 12-hour chart, it's still the same for me, right? I'm still looking at this the same way. Just very, very simply, I mean, we're not going to overcomplicate this. Previous highs flipping into support. As long as Bitcoin remains above this level here, don't think there's anything to get too scared about. I mean, every single time we come to test this level, it's panic. It's panic on the streets. And the last 2 times Bitcoin bounced and you sort of missed the move if you got super, super bearish there. So there is where we're at. At the same point, right? We break down here. Here is the big level for me, right? And that's the same as this sort of level down here at the $16,600 level. If this does break down, this is the level where I want to see Bitcoin hold. Okay, and that's the level where we spike down, get that spike back up at the same point. And if Bitcoin does break down below that level, well, I think it's all but said and done. But like we said yesterday, on all these moves down for Bitcoin, Bitcoin gets the 1 spike, the 2 spikes, the 3 spikes, and then dumps back down. Right? So, we can sort of go look at any of these times, right? 1 spike. Get the 2 spikes, you get that 3rd spike that makes a higher high, and then dumps back down. We can even go back and further, but it loves to do the 3 spikes, man. The 3 little spiky spikes. So 1, 2, 3 spikes. I am still expecting that, 1, 2, whether it spikes from here or it makes a little slightly lower low, I am expecting that spike up. And then, depending on what happens next week on the CPI and the FOMC meeting, that's really going to dictate it for me. Then you got to see that either move down, or if somehow the CPI is good and Powell comes out and gets super, super excited, that's when you see that move back up to that 18K level. if that is the case. So still everything kind of remains the same. I mean, nothing really changed from yesterday. So let's not get too all up in arms about sort of BTC there. Now, I mean, we go back to sort of the weekly real quick. Let's just jump on the weekly time frame. So a lot of the same stuff here. And this is basically my base case for the medium term. I'm gonna stay relatively medium term bearish unless Bitcoin can break back above 19K. Okay, I don't think there's any reason to get excited for any pump. Like, all right, you can if you bought at 15.5 or 16K and you plan on taking profits higher, you can get a little excited for you getting a good trade and buying support. Okay, but like for you to think, okay, we're going to the friggin' moon, man.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
I don't think you can think that until Bitcoin even gets above 19K. There's no reason to even think that, man. No reason to think that. So I remain medium term bearish. As long as Bitcoin stays below 19K, really 18,750 to be exact, right? And I think that's the smarter way to do it because, I mean, you look at this, any move up below this level is just a retest of the lows. Okay, retest the lows, you flip that as resistance, okay, we're going back down. This whole bear market, it's just been the same thing, all right? Let's go look. And sometimes we get a little carried away with, things that aren't really, you look at, why is this arrow on, man? Get that stupid magnet off. Holy moly, man. That stupid magnet. What's been the same thing this whole bear market? Low, okay? You're unable to reclaim, you go lower, okay? We make the next one. If you want to take the candle body closes, sure. If you want to take the wick, sure. Okay, you come back up, you're unable to reclaim, you go lower. All right, we continue down. We have the next low. We're unable to reclaim. We continue. Right? And now we have a new low. You could argue it's 17.6. I'm going to be a little bit conservative and say 18,750. Any move below this, I think you gotta still be a little bit cautious, right? There's no reason to be like, oh my God, we're going to a bull market. I'm gonna leverage my house. I'm gonna leverage my wife. I'm gonna leverage everything that I have. Maybe even leverage your nuts. I don't know if you guys want to leverage a nut. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I personally don't leverage my nuts. Okay, but if you want to do that, cool. I'm not gonna hate you for it. But anything below this, simply. Is medium-term bearish for me. If Bitcoin is able to reclaim this, okay? If Bitcoin is able to get back up here and close a weekly back up here, I think you got to be a little bit optimistic, okay? I would look at that as sort of just a deviation, right? We have a low, you have the deviation closed low, you reclaim back above here. All right, awesome. All right, I think then you can maybe talk about, okay, maybe do we carve out some type of local bottom, right, for a move higher, kind of similar to what we did up here, right, where we had sort of the high, we had the deviation. Anything above there was I guess bullish at the time, but when we broke that previous high, when we had that deviation and we broke it right here, that was sort of the point where you're like, okay. Maybe we are coming significantly lower from that point. Obviously, in hindsight, hindsight's 2020, I guess. No pun intended. Hindsight's 2020. I think we all wish we can go back to 2020, knowing what we know now. And then sort of we get back above here. Okay, cool. You might be looking at that deviation. Anything below this is, I guess, sort of noise at this point, and we kind of go from there. I think if we want to be super realistic about it, and we don't want to be moon boys, or we don't want to be, uber freaking bearish either, I think that's a very simplistic way of looking at the current bear market, is simply getting back above the previous lows and really taking it from there. That's it, right? I mean, we could talk semantics and everything in between, but that's really that. You only need one. Let me see. Spike the spike, and it will spike before it spikes. Nice. Spike the spikes. Spike, word of the day. Mike, you know I love the spikes. Let's go back to BTC here in the short-term time frames. So BTC, it's still just chilling. still just chilling. I mean, I guess, this is on the hourly time frame. I don't like to zoom in this much, but we do it. We do it for you guys, I guess. S&P still below. Still below. So you're seeing that break down, and this is kind of, I mean, we had to look at this from a bearish perspective, right? As much as I didn't want this to happen, okay? We've been talking about this, I mean, for the past week, and is we're inevitably going to see this. We're going to see this, and as this approaches with a rising wedge at resistance, with the daily MACD flipping over, you got to approach this with a little bit of bearishness on the S&P. Okay, so that is where we're at. Now, what am I looking for? It's very simple. Breakdown, a retest, okay, where Bitcoin breaks down. I mean, ultimately, if it's supposed to happen this way, Bitcoin breaks down, retests, 16.6, spikes back up, stop hunt, and then starts to come back down. All right, so that is if the S&P closes where it is today, right, which is below this level here. That's sort of the overall trajectory I see Bitcoin going. I mean, overall. What else? Anything else I wanted to touch on this morning? I'm gonna sneeze. Oh man. Excuse me. God. 3 sneezes, man. Can you beat me this morning? Holy moly. 2W, what's up, buddy? If BTC goes to retest 16.6, can we please see review of any juicy alts? Absolutely, Franklin. We can do that, man. We can definitely do that. Oh, excuse me, dude. Freaking excuse me. Holy moly. Oh, God. I am all stuffed up. All right, let's see what else. Anything else I wanted to touch on today? Another juicy chart we can look at, okay? And this kind of goes into the time frames we've all been talking about, guys. All right? We'll jump back into the short-term Bitcoin chart in a second. Can we get a fourth? We can do it, too. Achoo! I guess one more chart we can look at, and I thought this was pretty interesting too. So I was just kind of digging around in charts, and sometimes I like to look at time frames and to sort of put everything in perspective and not get overzealous and being like, okay, we should start going up at this point, which is not necessarily true. Now, you look at where we're at. So these are the previous halving points, okay? So this is the first halving, this was the second halving, this was the third halving, this is the fourth halving. Let's just look at this for what it is, all right? And we should look at this. So this yellow indicator here is, you guys know, this is the bear market resistance band, which is just the 20-week moving average and the 20-week EMA. Just call it the 20-week moving average. It's nothing special. It's not like you're creating rocket science here by saying it, the 20-week moving average. But the 20-week moving average. I went back and I looked, from the halving point to when Bitcoin was able to get a close back above the 20-week moving average. And I found a interesting little pattern. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to play out this way, and this could just be a coincidence and things like that. But I think this kind of lines up very, very well with sort of another. If you think Bitcoin's going to go lower, this kind of lines up very well with that. So I wanted to point that out for all the bears out there. If you look at how long it takes Bitcoin to get back above. So the first halving, from the halving to when Bitcoin got its first close above in that bear market, it took 49 weeks. Okay, you see that right there? 49 weeks. Okay. Now, if we go to the second one, so from the halving to when Bitcoin was able to get back above the bear market resistance band, took 54 weeks. All right, so you can see 49, 54. I bet you can guess how much is the second one. No, if we did a little simple math for all you mathematicians out there, we go to the third halving. Okay, what do we got? From halving to Bitcoin's getting back over the bear market resistance band took 59 weeks. Okay, so you can notice it's 49 plus 5 equals 54 plus 5 equals 59. Okay, and what you'll notice is, and what this tells me is, every Bitcoin halving up to this point, people front run a little bit more, right? I guess, the price starts going up before the halving a little bit earlier every single time. Now, does that have to continue? No, right? We know that the economy is shit, right? The economy this, the economy that. Which you can certainly argue that. You could also make the argument that inflation's topped out, and it's not going to be as bad. 2023 is not going to be as bad as everyone thinks it is. You certainly can make that argument too. I think that's up for interpretation at this point. And you're sort of just guessing if you kind of think you know where it's going at this point, but it is what it is. 59 weeks. And I'll say this: no one knows what 2023 is going to look like. I would argue that no one knows that, but that's just me. Don't kill the messenger here. So the next halving is projected to be. It depends on how fast people mine and stuff like that, but the beginning of April. So April 8th. Now, if we were to take 5 again and say that the halving will be front run even more this time, just showing you guys what's happened in the past. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot the messenger. This would put Bitcoin getting back over the bear market resistance band in the middle to end of January. Now, once again, right, that doesn't show right now. That shows in approximately about another month to about a month and a half to about another 2 months. Okay, so this shows that in the next month and a half to the next 2 months, you probably should be expecting either sideways or more downside, if that was to be the case. No, which I guess I kind of agree with at that point. I don't think Bitcoin's going above 21K in the next month. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's a little bit wishful thinking. If it does happen, we have better stuff to talk about, my friends. But in the meantime, I don't think that's going to happen. So, that kind of lines up. If you look at where that kind of puts us, if Bitcoin gets a little bit more rise here, gets rejected, maybe Bitcoin does make a lower low. Bitcoin comes to 14,000, right? It wouldn't look like that. It would look like this. Whoop! Bitcoin comes down, gets to 14,000 in the end of December, starts to come back up. This comes down. And at that point, you'd be able to get back above, and you kind of build a base. Something like that. Makes sense to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I know you guys like the fractal magic and all this stuff. I love the fractal magic, man. I just like looking at charts and doing crazy shit. But let me know what you think about this. Which, it makes sense, right? The halvings are always front run. Why? Because more people every cycle know about the halving, right? Everyone's like, I'm going to buy before the halving. So it seems like every time people buy earlier. Right? It just makes sense. Just because more people know about it, no? So we'll see what happens with this. Very simplistic way of looking at it, but kind of lines up with my thinking that Bitcoin doesn't see above 21K at least until the middle of end of January, at the very, very least. I think Bitcoin and crypto need a little time down here to sort of see who's in it and see who's not in it, right? Test people's patience, because people got no patience right now. I can tell, man. I can tell based off viewership. I can tell based off trading volume. I can tell based off everything right now. Okay, people don't got no patience right now, and that's okay, right? That's okay. This is what happens every bear market. But here we are. All right. So just a quick little fractal magic this morning, because I know you guys love somebody. Franco said he loves the fractal magic. He said makes sense. I think it makes sense. It might not be, everyone's doomsday scenario, which I know there's a lot of doomsdayers out there that think, we're going to see, 5K, 6K, 7K, all 2023 is going to be downside. I don't see that, man. I don't. I think, everyone's quick to jump to conclusions. I think this is going to be like a 2008 or 2001 type crash. And I think we will see one more big drop, but it could be from a higher level. You know what I mean? To me, I look at what the XPX said. So when the Fed pivots, I expect a dump. Why do I expect a dump on the Fed pivot? Because every single Fed pivot has happened. Not Bitcoin, but the stock markets have dumped on these. So I will expect a dump on the Fed pivot. But until that point, until 2023, who knows? Maybe the S&P comes down. Maybe it has a little rally into the middle of 2023. And then the Fed pivots in the middle of 2023. And that's when you see a big drop, Maybe you make a double bottom or something like that, okay, from a higher point. And you still see that, you know, I don't know, maybe you see like a 20, 30% drop, you make some type of double bottom, and then we're off to the races. And that could be the same point for Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin does something like this. And this is, you know, obviously we're just speculating here, which anyone is speculating on the tubes at this point. But, you know, Bitcoin comes down, right? Comes up, comes down, comes back up, gets above this. Maybe it has a little run into the middle of 2023, right? Fed pivots, boop, we come all the way back down, you know, to 17, 16K, make a double bottom, and then we go off to the halving. Something like that. Which, I mean, you look at the last bear market, even if something like that happened, that looks almost exactly the same as the last bear market, you know? So, I don't know. I think we'll see something like this. Just my opinion. Take it for what it is. But that could still mean another couple months of pretty boring action, which I think I'm sick of, and I think everyone's sick of. You know what I'm saying? Rodney said, all good. I know what Dash is going to do. Rodney said, have we looked at Dash this morning? We have not looked at Dash. Crypto arbitrage. Did we break the low? Did we break the low? Arbitrage. I don't know which low you're talking about, buddy. You know, you're talking about, I mean, Bitcoin hasn't broken any low, at least that I see. I love that no one has any clue about what is going to happen. Just buy and hold on for however long you want. Dude, no one has any... Hey, guys, if you haven't noticed already, no one has any idea what they're talking about. Okay? You have an opinion. I have an opinion, right? This guy, other guy over here on YouTube has an opinion, right? This guy over here has an opinion. This guy on YouTube has an opinion. Okay? I mean, does anyone really know? Absolutely not. You got to formulate your own opinion. For me, I mean, I'll tell you guys what I think, but like at the same time, I'm not gonna get too up in arms about it. I'm gonna look at this. This is what I do, man. I mean, if we don't want to get too up in arms about it, I don't think you should be too worried about timing the bottom, man. I mean, if you're about that life, you're probably gonna miss out on it anyways. But it is what it is. 90% of people that are even in here right now, including myself, probably won't buy the bottom. Okay, it's not gonna happen, man. Because usually when the bottom happens, it ends up being some type of wick. You know what I mean? And you could be sleeping at that time, right? Your exchange could go down at that time. Okay, you might not even buy at that time because you're scared. You know what I mean? 90% of people won't buy the bottom anyway, so there's no point of stressing out about it. Like even if you think Bitcoin's wicking down to 8K, which I know a lot of people think, I don't think it stays down there, and you won't be buying there anyways, unless you have a limit order there, right? It'll go to 8K like it always does at every single bottom, and then it'll bounce back up to like 10, 12K, and you'll be like, shit, I didn't time the bottom, bro. You know, but there we go. So, I mean, this is the only chart I look at for the next, I mean, just based off history. I mean, really now before the next halving, I mean, at this point, it's accumulation mode. Most people will make fun of you for doing that. Bring it on, man. The more people that make fun of me for doing that, the more confident I get in that, right? The more bored people get at this time, the more confident that I get. Okay, the more people that still get excited, I worry a little bit. Right now, you can tell, man. People are excited about any pump. People are bored. Bring that shit on, man. Board the frick out of people. It's exactly what you want to see, and those people will be exit liquidity in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? All right? Everyone who laughs at you will be exit liquidity, just like last time. Okay? It's just my personal opinion. You guys do what you want to do. But really, this is the way I'm looking at it. Accumulation zone for the next, I mean, at this point, I mean, for the next a year and a half, actually a year and 4 months. I mean, the halving's coming up closer than you think. It's only a year and 4 months away at this point. And you guys know how fast this year went by. So that's what we got. That's what we got. I mean, in reality, Bitcoin usually starts going up before the halving even starts. You know what I mean? We talked about that just in the last chart we looked at on that little fractal magic you guys were talking about. So here we are. Right in this range. You know what I mean? So let's get busy and let's get that crypto, my guys. Let's get that crypto. Let's see. Blaze said facts. 2 jobs was the best thing to happen to me in years. Nice, dude. Yeah, you do whatever you need to do to be able to buy more buy more crypto over the next year, I'd say. I mean, over the next year, whether we go lower or we don't go lower will be the best opportunity that people have had to make money since 2008, in my personal opinion. So you do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, man. John said, dude, if we are at these prices and just save the money and keep buying more and hang out here and just let the days go by, we'll all meet somewhere and have lots of fun and laughs. I mean, it's been that easy last time. I don't know. We'll see. People will say it's not going to be that easy this time. That's what they said last time too. Oh, the halving's not going to work. It worked the last 2 times. It's not going to work this time. Bitcoin in 2020 does what? 24x. How'd that work out for him? Roddy said, I know what is going to happen. It is going to pump to 17,254. Rodney. Pump it and then fall to 16,545. And then pump to 17,254 and fall to 16,455. Rinse and repeat for about 2 months. Roddy, that's pretty close to what I think. You know, relatively close. I think you'll see. I think the next 2 months will be chop suey. Chop frickin' suey. For the most part, you know, you might see random wicks on the daily or weekly, a little bit higher, but I think mostly chop suey between 16K and 18K. You know, with wicks, you know, you could see maybe you see a wick to 14K, get everyone super scared, you bounce back in, or maybe you see a wick to 19K, get everyone super excited, and you come back in. But mostly between 16 and 18K for the next 2 months. It is what I expect to happen, which is painful, man. We've had enough sideways since June. June to now has pretty much been time capitulation, man. Yeah, we went a little lower, right? Let's be honest, guys. I mean, you want to call the low, it's kind of semantics at this point. The low was 17,600. Okay, we're at 17K right now. Okay, you're a little bit lower than the previous low. Shoot the people that said that was low. I mean, at this point, since June, it hasn't really been price capitulation. You haven't really gone that much lower, man. I mean, we were consolidating at 18K for months, and we're at 17K right now. I mean, is it really price capitulation? No, you're only $1,000 lower. It's time capitulation, man. People are bored. Boredom is worse than fear. I will always argue that in markets. Boredom is worse than fear. Because fear at least gives people the hope that they can buy prices lower, but boredom makes it seem like you're owning something for no reason. You know, so it's I expect, and I mostly expect boredom to continue, which sucks for us that like to watch crypto content and stuff like that. But you know, it's also gives us more time to sort of see if Bitcoin continue just kind of build a base over here at these levels. You know, buy meat. Let me see what you guys said in here. Counting the Eagles will keep pumping though. Let's see. Actually, BTC is at 17,009 now. Yeah, pretty much true. Range bound. The fact that a grandma asked me if I knew SBF is still a sign we're getting close. Yeah, I agree. I think we're it's tough to know. Like I'm speculating just like anyone else, guys. 2023 is a huge question mark. There's people that think that we're going into the Armageddon, and then there's people that think that we're going to see a massive stock market rally like we've never seen before because of all the fear that's happened in 2022, right? There's both sides of the coin, and there's people that think we're just going to go sideways for all of 2023. There is every prediction in the book, you know, and that's what makes this next year exciting and kind of, you know, puts you on edge a little bit, but also makes you excited for what's to come in 2023. I think 2023 will mostly be sideways, and the end of 2023 will be kind of a slight uptick in markets, but that's my take. All the news is gloom and doom. It's about to pump 3 to 4 months. That's about my time frame, Rodney. Me and Rodney got pretty much the same time frame there. I still think we're at least another 2 months away from that. But yeah, somewhere in that time frame. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna be heading out here on this. We'll talk more longer term charts tonight. I think at times like this where it's super boring, it's good to kind of look at at the end of the day where we are in the bigger picture, right? Tonight I'm gonna compile some weekly charts, 2-week charts, monthly charts, and not just on Bitcoin. We'll look at stock markets. We'll look at the DXY in the past, and look at maybe government bonds and stuff like that. Previous Fed pivots, inflation dates, and try to put together sort of a bigger picture outlook right tonight. I think I want to do that. I don't. The short-term time frames right now are just super boring, man. Unless anything crazy happens, we'll change it up. But I'm out of here. Peace out. See you guys at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't do anything I want to do. Don't pay crypto. Most well, don't pay crypto. But don't be afraid to take some profits on the bear market rallies until proven otherwise, which we haven't done yet. Okay. Adios, my friends. Peace out. Awkward time. Let's go. All right. Later, guys. See you.